Assalamu alaikum guys. Making a new user in your MacBook can solve multiple problems. So if your MacBook is not operating correctly, maybe your Bluetooth is not working, if your AirDrop is unable to work, like with the you want to transfer the files from your MacBook to your iMac, from your iMac to your MacBook, to different MacBooks from iPhone. So your AirDrop is not working, your Bluetooth is not working, some of the files is not responding, some of the softwares like Google Chrome, other softwares, they are not working, and you are stuck that why you just you have data in your MacBook and like you are stuck. So a very coolest thing that I'm going to tell you right now is to make a new user in your Mac. This is very easy. So some of the critical settings that you need to make, those settings to whenever make sure you're making new users. So here is my laptop. Now we are going to make a new user in this MacBook. So whenever you are making a new user, make sure that you need to make that user an administrator user, because you have already previous user that you're already using in your MacBook, and you are creating new user just to make sure that the settings, like say language. So this is the language. If I'm going to show you right there, so if your language, maybe you have set this language English language or Urdu language or like Arabic language, so maybe your language is not set up to the mark, and you want to change the setting, change your language. So maybe in that perspective you can make a new user just to check that the languages they are operating in new user. You can even delete that user. So this is a very basic and simple setting to make a new user, right? So I'm going to tell you. So here is you just to close all the tabs, go to the setting, and after the setting you need to make sure that you're like there. So here is the MacBook. You need to go to the setting, user and groups. Over user and groups, you need to make sure that this is the already user that you have already in your MacBook, right? So keep that user. You just need to unlock this 1 2 3 4 like this, and after that you need to make with this plus sign, right? So with this plus sign, remember one thing, right? Now I'm going to tell you, remember one thing, whenever you are making any of the user, so make sure this standard ID should be the administrator ID, So I'm going to convert this standard into administrator. So administrator ID should be like this. After that, you need to name it like A, B, C user or any user, right? It will be automatically filled right there. You need to put a password 1234 to just to confirm that password. Hint is like 1 till 4. If you don't want to give any hint, that's fine even. So ABC admin. So make sure that one thing that I want to tell you, whenever you are making any user, that user should be an admin user, and the user you just made, that user is also an admin user. Why is that so? Because if your admin user is making any other user and that is not an admin user, that means you are not able to give the rights to the complete rights to that user. The other user is not be able to delete the previous user, and you actually don't want you don't want the previous user. You just want the new user to delete the previous user because you want to operate in that new user, right? So just log out Apple, because I want to log in from ABC that I just made. So there are two files, right? So Apple, no, I don't want to go to the Apple. Here it ABC. So I want to go to the 1 2 3 4. The password is like so. Here it is. I can go to this new user. So this is in previous user. I have seen that now see everyone, this is asking that one thing that I want to share. You have like one system, like this. you have this list like one system, right? This one MacBook, and this is operating perfectly, and you want to you want some other users to use your MacBook. All right, so you want other users to use your MacBook, and they even want to sign in their Apple IDs. They want to sign in their own Apple IDs. They want to sign in their own Yahoo accounts. They want to sign in their own iTunes, right? So what you will do, you have first option to make sure that you delete your user, delete your your what we call it, your sign out your Apple ID, your iCloud, and you help them to get in the other users to use your iCloud, right? So in this way you are unable to use your iCloud, your own iCloud. But in that case, making new user, let's say we just make this user, right? So in this user we can able to sign in with two different Apple IDs. One Apple ID is already signed in, that the previous user it's already using their own Apple ID, right? In that case I can even sign in multiple IDs. So I'm going to continue it, data and privacy. So see, so this is their sign in with your Apple ID. Let's say my first Apple ID is already signed in iStore user, which was the previous user. In the new user I can also sign in with another Apple ID, let's say abc at appleid.com, any other Apple ID that I want to use. Let's say one husband and wife, one husband is like, the one person is sign in with different Apple ID with different user, and the other user like his wife can use this ID, like set up later, because I don't want to sign in right now. So set up later, skip. I'm going to skip this. I want to share the files with the developers so they can check the analytics. Set up later, continue, not now, like this. I hope you can clearly see the continue. Now setting your Mac, right? So here we go. Now one more thing. Now I want to check setting, user and groups. So here you can see, I'm going to unlock 1 2 3 4. So here you can see there are two users, right? So two users, you can see two users. ABC is the first user and Apple is the second user, right? So in this way I can, if anybody comes in, like I'm going to log out ABC. Now ABC is going to log out, right? So any first person is coming and he has to sign his own Apple ID. This is Apple. The first user will come and enter its own ID. The second person will come and enter the password. One more interesting thing that we need to understand from this Mac behavior, whenever you want to install any software, like Google Chrome. Like Google Chrome is a very basic software, by the way, basic software. You want to install a heavier like softwares in your first user. The best thing, the beauty of the Mac is like you can have your software access only in that user. And like ABC is unable to access the Apple softwares, and Apple user is unable to access the ABC softwares, right? So Mac is the best. Why? Because Mac is what we call it, Mac is keeping all the privacy with their different users, like and the best peak. So here we go, we can create multiple users, 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 according to the MacBook specs. Because if you create multiple users, the load on the Mac will go higher, definitely. So in that perspective, MacBook will it will be difficult for the MacBook to keep all the data, to keep all the files with different users on the different perspectives, on the different size and different locations. So in in that case, maximum, like I recommend you to make only like 2 to 3 users in a Mac. So, and even sign in your different Apple IDs, different like softwares you run. So in this case, like if we are like purchaser on a MacBook, we are going to purchase this, we straight away make a new user just to check all the functions that properly working. Because in Apple, in this user, in the previous user, I have done with the different settings. Even my language is changed. My you can say my data is changed. My software, my settings, my everything, I have changed those settings according to me, right? So in ABC, the settings is like default settings. So in this default settings, I can review all the details, all the functions, make sure my keyboard, my everything, they are working perfectly. So we recommend you to make new user whenever you need any second user, whenever you want to check your MacBook, your functions, everything is fine. So in that case, so thank you for the today's video. If you like the video, if you really learn this video, that how you need to create a new user and why you need to create this, subscribe this channel to make sure that you want to know more about the Macs, more about different Apple techs. So thank you so much. Thumbs up.